verses. What's John 1:1? Anybody know it? What an awesome place to start. John 1:1. Now, what will that do? Spiritually, that'll start bringing you closer to God. Because in John 1:1, it tells us very simply, everybody got their ball working still? All right. In John 1:1, it tells us very simply that, guess what? The Word is God. The Word was God. Jump over to 14, it says the Word became flesh and dwelt among men. So how about starting there? Because once you get into the Word, you'll spiritually be able to grow. Now, anybody got a pen? Write this down for later. John 5:16. John 5:16 talks about praying. Now, if I'm starting to read the Scriptures and bring it in, and now I'm starting to internalize it, now, who believes in prayer? We talked about prayer before? Okay, then you have to communicate with God. You have to speak with God. James 5:16 says that you need to have your prayers. Now, somebody said, and I even saw this question, said, well, why do I got to bother confessing my sins to God if He already knows what I did? Anybody heard that before? Wonder that? God still needs that communication. We've said it before, 9 times out of 10, we know what our kids have done before they've done it. And if they've done it, we already know they did it. We're just waiting for them to be a little bit honest about it. You notice I said a little bit honest about it. So when you communicate with God with prayer, are you not building yourself spiritually? I'm reading the book. I'm praying to God. These things are going to make me spiritually stronger. Now there's something that we do at the beginning of every service here, and that's a time for worship. Now I'm going to tell you, I had a tough time with worship. And a lot of people have a tough time with worship. Do you know why? Because it's not the way they do it. They lose perspective so quickly. It's not, I don't really like, I love my sister. We all come from a Catholic background. My sister will not come to the worship service. Loves to hear pastor speak. She don't want to hear her brother say anything. But I know how y'all feel about that. They never listen to the brothers. Do sometimes sisters listen? Yeah, that's how it works, isn't it? Yeah, you can't tell them nothing. Still can't tell them nothing. But as far as worship goes, I always made worship about me. Well, I don't like the music. I don't like the old hymns. I don't like the new hymns. By the time I was telling you what I don't like, I didn't like none of it. But you know what? It's not about what I like. It's about what God likes. And when I get up in here and worship, and whether Mark's playing the drums and Val's playing, you know what? That's my time with God. That's my time. Because I'm going to tell you what, regardless of what the music sounds like, if you read those words, every one of them praise the glory of God. Every one of them talks about how awesome He is. Every one of them says, why does He even take the time of the day for us? So you know what? I had to reevaluate myself when it came to worship. Because you know what worship is? Regardless of the church, regardless of the time, regardless of the place, worship is my time with God. That's the time that I have to put myself to the side and just thank God for taking those few moments to look down on me, to even acknowledge the fact. It's good, isn't it? We talked about this earlier, and it is about association. Association in Proverbs 27:17. The people around you influence you. Now you got that little ball in your hand. Is it the same color? Okay, now I want you to do something. I want you to break it open. What does it look like inside? Some different colors. But if yours is the same on the inside and same on the outside, it's who you are. Don't let somebody fool you and say, you hear this? Well, this is the outside, this is the inside. Let me tell you something. If you mean and ugly on the outside, you mean and ugly on the inside. All right? Don't even play that game. You the same inside and outside. So what you need to do is get yourself, you put your little ball back together. I mean, messing you up. Sorry y'all work on it so long. All right? Everybody got the little ball back together? I hate to do this to you. Put your ball on the ground and step on it. Put your ball on. Oh, all y'all so clean, no sinning none of y'all, huh? Ain't no dirt none of y'all, huh? And Oh, no, actually, they're doing you a favor. They ain't getting any trash off the floor, all right? Now pick it back up, roll it back in the ball. You a little gritty feeling now? A little dirty? It's a shame to see how we really are inside and outside, aren't we? Every single time. Every single time. Go ahead and go to the next verse, Robert. One after this one we read. Let's go to the next one after this. There we go. Let's read it together. Hold on. Together. Together. All right, together. All right, so some of y'all slow down, some of y'all speed up. You ready?
God has given each of you a gift from the great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve others.
Stop right there. Right there is perfect. And y'all did good, but I noticed it got a lot louder. How does that work? You know, you try to get you together, slow down, speed up, and all of y'all just start yelling. At the beginning, when you start working your spiritual gifts, and this goes back to ministry, when you start working through Scripture, when you start trying to get spiritually fit, when you start having your therapy, spiritual therapy, you start reading the Bible, you start praying more, you start hanging around with other people that are just like you, that you think the same, and you see them all mixed in there, because I'm telling you, if you hang around people you shouldn't, that's going to show up in there too. I hate the dirty part, but you know what? It does make a point. Every one of us, it even tells us in Scripture, it says there's a variety of gifts. Now, I don't know about you, but I like variety. Okay? If I had to drink Dr. Pepper all the time, I'd be just going nuts. Believe it or not, if I had to eat steak every single... Everybody likes steak pretty much except for vegetarians? I got news for you. If you had to eat it every single night, I don't think you would like it. No chicken, same steak, same cut, all the time. You would get bored with it. Now, when it comes to gifts, there is a variety of gifts. Is gifts just preaching? Is gifts just teaching? Let's jump to the other side. Is gifts just speaking in tongues? Is gifts just healing? Variety of gifts. Now, there's people in this church that I saw today that were meeting and greeting, that normally don't meet and greet. Do you think that's a gift? Yes. It is a gift, because I got news for you. Not everybody wants to stand at the door and meet and greet anybody, do they? Matter of fact, they don't want to have anything to do with anybody. That's okay. But you know what? There's something for that person to do. They can sit in front of their computer and they can help put together some documents. They can help put together the thing that we pass out every week. There's something for everybody to do. Do you think that, hold out your little ball, because that's you right now. Do you think if God created all things and created everything, was any of it created without a purpose? Do you think that out of all the people in the universe, He happened to stick a couple of you down here and say, you know what, you don't have to do nothing. Don't have to worship me. You don't have to. Matter of fact, I'm going to make it so cushy for you. You can just stay home and eat the same steak every day. Ain't none of us got that option. Every one of us was created to worship God. People don't really like to hear that. We were here for God, not for ourselves. So my question to you is, what is your ministry? Now, you know what? I hate to break this to you. Your ministry isn't showing up for 45 minutes on Sunday. That is not a ministry. That's something else to fill your time. Because the people that show up for 45 minutes